Hey guys, Lemon02 here doing a cube draft. 30 something, maybe 36, I don't know. Well, if Time Walk wasn't in the pack, which is the pick I'm going to take here, what would we take? I can see Basalt Monolith, there's a good argument for that. The Signets are medium. I like Muldrifter as a first pickable card as well. Probably Basalt Monolith though. If you were really into red deck wins, you could take Koth and try to wheel Fire Blast, because Fire Blast is like... Koth could be played in blue-red, but he's probably not going to be. But yeah, I mean, outside of those cards, I mean, there's really, it's Time Walk, obviously. Alright, and then a Dak Faden second, so there must have been power in this pack. I'm going to take Dak Faden over Counterspell here. I also like Palace Jailer a lot. It is one of my favorite white cards in the cube. Not because it does good things for the game, it does very unhealthy things for the game, honestly. It's very game-breaking. But Dak Faden is just a busted Magic card. So here's why Dak's so busted in cube. Like, I mean, the obvious reason is it steals artifacts. There's artifact mana in the cube. Too easy, right? Easy explanation. But when you use the plus ability and you're looting every turn for 2, that is huge. Possibly even better than Jace the Mind Sculptor because there's not as many shuffle effects in the cube. So you can really get rid of and the card power parity is going to be so vastly different in your deck, and it's going to be so dependent on the situation that you're in, that I think Dak is the right pickup here. Even though it forces you to go into 2 colors over Counterspell, which lets you stay in blue, blue's going to get sucked up anyway, so we're going to have to choose a second color. And what better color than red? You get cheap burn, cheap removal, interaction, and you could even go to a tempo route and play some aggro creatures if you wanted to, or you could go into a big mana Tinker deck, you go into Sneak Attack. Okie doke. Well, I love Gideon. If Library wasn't in this pack, which is what I'm going to take, what would I take? Could be Riftwing Cloudskate. Tamiyo, probably not, unless I want to go really high on Planeswalkers, just have all Planeswalkers in my deck. But I think Library is powerful enough here that it's probably the best pick. I mean, if you want to go the aggro route, which I tend to do a lot, I'd take Gideon, Ally of Zendikar, because I think the card is woefully underrated in Cube. It's bonkers. It was a beast in Standard. It's still a beast. There's also Cabal Ritual and Pyretic Ritual, which are good combo cards, but they're not really the kind of good that you want to speculate on this early. So if this wasn't in the pack, I'd probably take Gideon, to be honest, over Tamiyo and not much else. Alright, so there's a good blue-red fixing land. I think I'll probably take that. If we end up in Grixis, I see Dreadbores and Languishes, maybe we do that. Could also end up in Rug, and then probably want probably Kodama's Reach would be the best card for Rug in this pack. Nissa is more of kind of an aggro card. Okay, and there's, Elsbeth. There's also a blue-white land. We can end up in Jeskai. Also, Direfleet Daredevil, which is just a fine card. I think I like taking Tundra here, though. Because white tends to be pretty open. Then I'm going to take Expansion Explosion here over not much else. There's a Crater Hoof, which is kind of a sign of natural order, so green is wide open. Maybe we need to take that sign and jump into it. We're not going to get one of these cards around, though. Which would you rather have? Probably the Hoof over the Order. Order's pretty powerful, though. There's Timely, but that's not really in contention. I'm going to stay the course. Now, Blink of an Eye, Sphinx's Rev is powerful but very slow and kind of cumbersome. Blink of an Eye is just good interaction, but it's not great. There's a Rekindling Phoenix, which is a fine card. It's just a medium card. I could see Sphinx's Rev here. I think what I'm going to do, though, is take Blink of an Eye for interaction. And then here we have Torrential Gearhulk, which its value goes up over time. I like Hangerback Walker for a deck like this, too. And then Pia Kira Nalar is not bad. Just a fine value thing. But I think Torrential Gearhulk has a pretty high ceiling on it, especially this early in a draft. Alright, the Koth came around. The Fire Blast did not, so someone was trying to wheel Koth. I don't think... I could take Archangel Avacyn if I end up more in white. I'll pick her up. I could always take Kolaghan's Command, but I could go 4-color control. That's a thing. That is a deck I have done before. Alright, and not much here for us. There's a Wildfire, but I don't think we're doing that. Pick up the Grave Titan, just in case we end up waffling back over into Grixis, or if we play, black as well, we could have picked up a Kolaghan's Command over Archangel Avacyn and gone into a heavier black build. None of these cards are really doing it for us. There's Show and Tell. We could pick that up. Are we going to play Copperline Gorge? Probably not playing green in this deck. Do I want to remain open to the idea, though? I think the land's just better here in general. Alright, there's a Terminus, which I'll probably take here. Alright, Palinchron and then a Fixing Land. I'll play the Fixing Land here. So someone is in red deck wins. So red cards are going to be a little bit more of a premium. So this may be a tougher draft. We did not see a ton of blue. Alright, Revelark. Well, get in the sideboard, buddy. And then Pelucranos. Well, sorry, buddy. Was that a Revelark next to a Craterhoof Behemoth? Green's wide open. I tried forcing it one time and just had a horrible experience. I think the deck is kind of bad, though. This back's pretty powerful. This is not like a deck that wins really fast. So I'm going to take the... so the Mana Crypt's probably more powerful in the right deck over Mox Ruby. But I know I'm playing red, so I'll pick up a Ruby here. Okay. There's a Snapcaster in this pack, which I think I'm going to take, because I have Time Walk. Char would be nice, too. Preordain would be nice, but Snapcaster's just fine. I wouldn't mind the Batterskull either. It's a fine card. Also a Mana Leak in the first pack, which is worth noting, because I do like that card. I think it's still good enough in Cube, even though there's a ton of Artifact ramp. Alright, there's Daze Shelldock Isle. I'm going to take Shelldock here, I think. Mana Drain this late? Yes, sir. That was a very late drain. Very, very late. Alrighty, so... I mean, this deck's coming together. I mean, blue is starting to not get picked, or maybe it's being picked immediately next to me on my other side, so... I can expect what in the next pack. Next pack's probably going to be lighter on pickups. I don't think we wheel much, because I think the other blue drafter is, like, sitting next to me, but not immediately. So, this is a tougher pack, guys, and I'm not quite sure which way to go with it. Because I like Teferi a lot, and I think it gives this deck an additional dynamic, but I also really like Fiery Confluence quite a bit, too. I think it's Teferi for this build, though. This appears to be more of a controlling build. And I think we are in Jeskai pretty solidly here. We do want more spells. And Confluence is fine with Snapcaster. Doesn't really do anything with Torrential Gearhulk, but Torrential Gearhulk mana drains a combo. Blink of an Eye, I suppose, to a lesser extent. Expansion, yeah, it could do something too. We're in Pack 2, right? So we still could nut rip a Ancestral Recall off the top ropes in Pack 3. That's what we're going to pray for. I wouldn't complain about a Lotus either, but this deck probably looks like more of an Ancestral Recall deck than a Lotus deck, but I have turn 2'd a Teferi in this format, and that felt pretty good. Alright, well I think is it Charm here? Oddly enough. Or it could be the Rabblemaster. Rabblemaster is quite good. Is it Charm has a chance of wheeling because it's dual colored. And I don't think folks... I mean, Storm wants it. This deck kind of wants it. It's probably at its best in like Storm because it loots and it can also protect you. Yeah, blue is going real late now. Because, well, Force of Will is like not the greatest. Like, you still kind of don't mind having this effect, right? And it works out well with Torrential Gearhulk, too, because Torrential Gearhulk makes everything free. So, yeah, I think I like how this deck's going so far. And to be honest, I don't even really know on Terminus yet. I don't know if we're there. We could go more of a tempo route because we did pick up the Rabs. This is really a 0, right? It's just do we get enough blue cards to do it? Yeah, we're hoping for like an Ancestral or a Recall, or Ancestral Recall or Beloat or Jace the Mind Sculptor in Pack 3. That'd be pretty stellar for us. Alright, there's Oppo, which is a lot more medium. There's also Treasure Cruise, which is not an instant, so it does not work with Teferi. How does this thing work? Doesn't really do much for us. I mean, I guess Time Walk back. Plateau, probably, yeah. Mana Leak? Yep, don't mind if I do. Do not mind if I do over Unexpectedly Absent, which I do like that card, but Double White... I mean, Double White's not a challenge in this deck, but it's... I think I am mostly a blue deck at this point. This deck looks pretty sweet. Pardon me, guys. It looks pretty sweet. I think Batterskull is the pickup here over Mazavith. I could do Sweltering Suns, but I think Batterskull is just fine. And if we do pick up Stoneforge Mystic We could be, could be very happy to have a Batterskull in our deck at that point. We obviously passed upon a Jit, but this does not appear to be a Jit deck. I mean, it's not a lot of creatures. I have 3 right now. Yeah, Dak Vaden, Shelldock Isle, also kind of a cool combo. Teferi, Shelldock Isle, kind of cool. Daze, yep. So someone, I mean, I don't mind Orella is just a random finisher, but there's better finishers. I'd play her if I didn't have another pick in the pack, but now we have Drain, Leak, Daze, Force, and Expansion Explosion, which we're not cold to casting Explosion, which is kind of nice for the deck. We only have really 1 white card that we're down on playing right now. Nothing here for us. Take the land, I guess. Nothing here for us. Take this dude, I suppose, and leave the 2 black cards, the Reanimator card and like the mid-range black card. Do we wheel the Is It Charm? Probably not. Well, maybe. Blue has just kind of come back to us completely. If someone's in Storm, they'll probably take it. Flicker Wisps, we can play it. I'm trying to remember if it was this next pack was the Charm. It's probably not going to come around, guys. No, Vampire Nighthawk, which makes sense. That card's not. It's just seen its time. It's a good card. Hey, guys, what do you know? I mean, and honestly, the way this draft's been going, Mystic Confluence may come around, or Dragon Lord will. Said it. We're going to open Ancestral. Now, Jace the Mind Sculptor, pack 2. Calling it. Calling the shot right now. Let's see it. Show me the money. The sad thing is this deck's still probably like a 2-1 deck, because like these kind of decks, these like less active decks, tend to struggle. There's a Shackles, which actually may be good in this deck randomly, but I can probably wheel it. But I take Search. It's kind of a little slowish, but it is kind of ramp. I mean, I could take Mana Tithe too. Shackles probably wheels. I'll take the Surge here. Geist of Saint Traft has a higher chance of wheeling than Spell Pierce usually, so I'm going to take Spell Pierce here. Alright, Council's Judgment. That's 1, 2, 3 with no fetch. It's the most powerful card for us in the pack. I mean, Sensei's Divoting Top, no shuffle effects. I mean, probably some I have to look through deeper. No, I don't even know if I do. I'll take the Judgment, I suppose. Yeah, this deck definitely has some very sweet cards in it. And I think it's going to be quite fun to play. Probably a more decision-intensive deck. We've not seen a lot of is any burn, so like our board interaction right now is kind of lacking, but we have Terminus to make up for that if we need to sideboard it in. And I guess we have Explosion, but it's very slow board interaction. Okay, Wooded Foothills does what for us? Gets just Plateau right now, so it's not exceedingly great. This has mostly like spells, I guess some enchantments, but I think here we're just going to be happiest with Flame Tongue Kavu, honestly. Yeah, I mean, Vu is fine. Oh, get in there, Vu. Alright. Well, we can take Thing in the Ice to kind of go the tempo route. But it may actually wheel. Chart a Course, I do not feel like this deck is really into. Banishing Light's the other consideration because it's just a board interaction spell. It deals with the Walker. I think I actually like Thing in the Ice here. Disallow? Yeah, I mean, let's look at the rest of the pack. There's a Wrath. which I kind of like too, but I'm mostly a blue deck. Spell Queller? Yep. I mean, I'm going to sideboard the Council Judgment. I think I'm mostly just a blue deck. We have a bazillion counter spells. We didn't get literal counter spell, but we have almost all the others, except for Cryptic Command. And we'll see if we wheel the Mystic Confluence. Probably will not, my guess would be. This next question is, how do I win? Right? And right now, we'd like to wheel the Geist. The Geist would be good for this deck, because it is a way to win. It's a random way to win. We have Time Walk, Ancestral, Ruby, and Mana Drain. We got a lot of power in this cube. We're a little short on playables. I mean, right now we probably should leave this in just in case we need to play it, but it is board interaction. And it deals with anything, literally anything. But right now we're solely winning through, like, what? Alright, this was... well, this is a Day of Judgment pick. It's either that or this, but I think I want my first... I don't think I want to bank on Terminus. I think I want to have, like, one Day of Judgment in the deck to get into. I mean, I think one is fine. Terminus I really can't set up like I can Day. I mean, it's very nice to be able to do have a Wrath effect for 1 mana, if you can, because it just allows you to leave up counter magic and interaction, or be proactive after you've done it, which is probably the best line. I mean, you could be reactive after you've done it, and it's still good because you have mana to do that, but... Alright, so this is a pretty easy mana tithe. I think Crucible of Worlds doesn't really do anything for me. I can't cast Sphinx, so I'm going to pick up a Mana Tithe. I think the card's actually pretty good. There's no Force Spike in this format, if I'm not mistaken, anymore. I've never seen one. So, and I've drafted this a few times. Like I said, I'm probably around 36, 37, I don't even know. Somewhere in the mid-30s. Yeah, as expected, Geist wheeled. I think I like it a little better than Condemn here, because it's a proactive card, and I can play it in this deck. And then I'm going to board this Gentleman for now. And then we're at 30 cards with 6 lands. Sure. Actually, Soulfire Grandmaster could be played in this deck. I mean, we do have the Time Walk combo, right? So, like, maybe we should try for it. I mean, it's not a great combo, but it's a combo, and it lifelinks. I'm down to try it out. And then what are we cutting at that point? I think we still want Vu. Yeah, this needs to be a 17-lander. Maybe we sideboard into Expansion Explosion. And Blink of an Eye is pretty just medium. It's just kind of a medium card. One. Oop, I'm still a land short. Let's go. One more island. Yep, thank you. I think this is the deck. Let's give this a shot. Got the Time Walk combo with Soulfire. I mean, it's a 6-mana combo, so it's not great, but it's not bad either. Hand looks pretty good. I'm going to keep it. Probably turn 1 Shelldock, I think. I mean, I could play the Plateau out and try to get any first turn spell. Torrential Gearhulk's probably going to be the best card at that point. Kind of sad to see all those go. Dak would have been really nice at this phase in the game. Alright, red deck wins. This is a horrible play. We want to have Mana Tithe up. Yep. Mana Tithe, Ancestral. Do not mind if I do. Okay, Boros. Yep. Well, they have more land in hand. They do. Alright, so they can pump this thing up. So I think I want to mana drain anything that I can mana drain this turn so I can leave up interaction on the following turn. If they allow me to do that, but it looks like they're not going to. They're just going to make this thing a 4/4. Okay. Well, Days was certainly a very good... Oh, nope, cancel. Days was certainly a very good pickup. Go. They have Daze Force Will now, so if they go for a 5, I can just Daze here, and it's not horrible. Sure. So 2 mana shock, I'm down with that. Spell Pierce. And Concession. Okay. That felt pretty good. Well, against Red Deck wins. What do we want? Blink of an Eye, is that any good? Could be. I think we just rejam it. We have a very good card pool. Look at the Time Walk combo. Alright, well, this hand's kind of dicey. From the standpoint that, like, it's going to get to library turn 1, so turn 1 play, I assume. Alright, Lotus Petal. Just going ham. Okay. Faithless Looting. Looking for lands, I assume. Recast Faithless Looting. Okay. You attack and try to cast something for 3. I'm hoping to hit into, like, a red land here, a mountain. I don't have the time to sit around and just wait, I don't think. I think I still take the 4 here as opposed to blocking it. That's really bad. Am I dead? If they have Fire Blast, I'm just dead here. Alright, I'm dead. Wait, am I? Yeah, I'm dead. Good job. You got there. On the play this time, though, like Library, I mean, I didn't use Library that long there. I don't think I could afford to. But what, anything else? No, I think I just go like this. I mean, I could play Expansion Explosion for their burn. But I think on the play, we're going to be a lot better. Really just needed a little time there. I mean, they did Faithless Looting twice. I think Faithless Looting is kind of a very medium card in this style of deck. Mull. The mana was just all effed up in the hand. If Moto will let me. Alright, well, Moto, are you going to fail? Looks like Moto's failing, guys. I'm going to go on a pause and restart. Alright, guys, back. This is a mulligan. This hand is good. I mean, it's on the verge, but I'm going to have to top that because I need my double blue. I can't counter on turn 2. Do I allow the turn 1? If they don't have a turn 1, like, then this is a lot worse, but I guess I can get a 2 this way, too. Alright, looks like they're going to commit a Lotus Petal to something. Get tied, bro. Go. Wow! Got him! Nice. Alright, free wins. Free wins off the Mana Tithe. That was a beating. I mean, when you're running Lotus Petal in your deck, like, and you just go for it, like that, like not like a combo deck, like that's what you can get sometimes. But if you keep a greedier one, I didn't see what they mulliganed to if they did or not. All right, let's play like a good control match, control mirror. That's kind of what I want to play against. I don't want to play against aggro all day long. Plus, they're Boros aggro, which is just like. So here's my thing with Boros, like, why not just play mono red or mono white? Like, they're both very distinguishable decks, and I think they're both better for being separate decks in the cube at a minimum. Maybe in other formats they are better together. Okay. The mirror. How do I get punished here if they land a Dak Faden, but then I'll land a Dak Faden? Nope. Want all the lands I can get. Don't need to show them my other color yet. Alright, maybe they're land heavy. They are land heavy. That's what they're telling me right now. I am land light. Okay. Or they're mana heavy at a minimum. Graveyard it. Well, I can double counterspell this turn at a minimum. I don't really want to see their search flip, but this match could come down to milling. So they found counter magic there, I assume. You have day, or you have more than days. You have your own force of will. Okay. Okay, jet him. He's done. We knew that was a liability on Dak. Okay, Imperial Recruiter, cool. What does that go for? Alright, Young Pyromancer, cool. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Who has more counter magic in their deck? What did they get? Nothing. They missed. Okay. I didn't play out the Batter Skull there. It seems very inactive, but I think there's actually a very good reason behind that. Do you have Counterspell now? Well, Inspiring Vantage is no plateau, but it'll do. And now we just gotta sit back, right? And control. You have a braid for my Batter Skull. I think that's okay. If that's one of the cards they have in their hand, I think that's fine. because then I have a pretty free roll to fairy next turn. Alright, I missed. Okay. So maybe concession worthy, but if my opponent wants to stick through it, they may. Okay, Faithless Looting is fine. Not going to counter that one. They may have just... I think they... I guess it's 4 mana to do that, so maybe they wouldn't have been better off. Yeah, okay. Trying to make both threats lethal here. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. I think we just resub it. Our deck... Well, actually, you know what? No, wait. Let's put this in over, what, Vu? Maybe? Soulfire's so janky. Thing in the ice. Probably Thing. Yeah, let's do that. I think late game Expansion Explosion could be really sweet. And it's basically just another counter spell, right? In a counter war. Day seemed kind of weak. I guess they have Pyromancer, so Day lets you come back from behind. Yeah, I'll leave Day in. Yeah, we got a pretty good card pool for this one. I mean, we got basically it came down to good openers. I mean, we opened the Ancestral. We're like, yeah, Ancestral will be the best opener, and we got it. So, this is not a keep though. This is a matchup about lands, I think. So I'm gonna mulligan this one. Be very happy with this one. I'm gonna actually top that guy randomly enough. Because we have days, so I mean, like, we could play him out and he could just run away with the game, right? They have, like, Magma Jet, too, but I mean, I think it's worth the risk. We saw Wasteland out of them, correct? Yeah. I really don't want to daze anything here. Yeah, okay. I'll figure that guy out. Oops. They had Magma Jet. They forgot to do it. I'm not getting twinned out next turn, so eat a daze. Okay. Go. No more gas? Alright, they're looking for gas. Try to turbo aggro me out. Got blockers for days now. Okay. They may just be fetching to thin here. Alright, go. Wasteland, cool. Yep. Good Wasteland beats. Not going to block this turn. Alright, eat a leek. Yep. Show me days, I guess. I don't think they have it. Okay, land. Okay, that is a card I feared. That is why I left Gabo back. Okay. Gonna bottom my Gabo? Okay. 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 I could have Vooed there, but I'd rather just Wrath of God it, I think. Alright, my deck's kind of just doing its thing now. It's just going off. And we're at 9 cards. Okay, they're just done. I was like, I don't think you're winning this, man. I think your aggro plan. I like their aggro plan a lot. Like I tend to do that in matchups where I think the other deck is a better long-term control deck, which I think mine was the better long-term control deck. It had more card draw, more counter spells. That's why I kind of like Rabble Master as well, because it's just kind of like a thing that can do some things and some stuff. I'm going to keep this on the play. I'm going to play Island out first. Drain's not even essential in this hand. It's just nice. We could like multi-threat on a turn. I mean, what would we do? The like thing in the ice? Yeah. It's not like stellar, but it's fine. It's a fine opener, and I mean, it's got Ounce to cast Geist pretty fast. Go. This hand is bad against aggro. And do I drain here? Probably drain here if they do anything relevant. Alright, Mox. Cool. The Search? Probably not cool with me. I don't want your hand to get better. Alright, they had a land drop. And they have like a Thoughtseize. I think they would have Thoughtseize. Alright, they're just going to fetch and say go. Go. They have like a Damnation now. That would be probably their best play. Geist is generally a problem in these mirror matches of sorts. And now that we have Snapcaster up with Mana Drain, we're probably close to a statistical lock. The one problem we do run into is Lava Claw. Could be a problem for us, but what are you going to do, right? Yeah, just say that's just such a beating. Alright, so control match again. I like this over what? Day, possibly? I don't know about Day, though. Let's look. Yeah, I think Day is probably worse. I mean, we don't know that much yet, but I think, knowing we know, alright, this hand is disgusting. I mean, it needs red mana, but it's got Ancestral in it. And it's got Days. I mean, if they don't have a turn 1 like Goblin Guide or something, alright, same turn 1 play. Mox. Nope. I don't mind discarding a bit there. I mean, it's not great, but it's also not horrendous for me. And Brawl is going to give them such a mana advantage. I think it's okay. Alright, PC's kind of problematic. Could have Bolt for this guy. You gonna show me a Bolt? Nope. Okay. Okay, Whisper. Show me a counterspell. I'm going to play into it. I don't care that much. And then, alright, you're going to Mystical Tutor for what? Fiery Confluence? No, that wouldn't do it. Bonfire of the Damned? Maybe. I mean, if they're running that, that seems like not the best of cards to run in this matchup, but it could be a card they're running. Alright, Frantic Search. Cool. Yep. Okay, what else have we got? Okay, Cabal Ritual. They could be Storm. Or they could just be playing like a Grave Titan out. Then it'd be pretty sad times. Sheldred or something. Alright, Frantic Search. Cool. Okay. We definitely wanted to probably keep Day in. We're kind of getting punished now for not having kept Day in. We had to beat this board state. Vu would be good here. Alright, they're not going to go for the Charm this turn. Interesting. So they are a Storm deck. Interesting. That has a random out to Pyromancer. Okay, good to know. Do we attack with anyone? Probably not. They don't have very live attacks. Alright, that was from last turn. I don't really want to have to Force of Will here. Okay. Okay. Why would you let me block first? I don't know. Was kind of hoping to hit like something along the lines of Batterskull or a blue card to leave up Force here. Because Teferi's going to die here, which kind of stinks because he's one of my win cons, but I think I had to go for it. They ditched the Tendrils. They're looking for like, what, a Yawgmoth's Will, maybe? They're probably just going to win on the back of the Pyromancer here. Alright. Okay, Charter Course, drawing some cardage. It's good. Land and what else? Alright, that was a good pickup. They're going to dig with search here. Yep. Metamorphose, okay. Bloom, I believe, is off this turn. Cool. So Storm count is up a little bit. Don't think I'm going to counter that. Yawgmoth's Will or Time Twister are the two things that I'm most worried about here. I suppose, like, you know, Brain Freeze would kill me here. It could. Does this matter? I do not think so. So, okay. They could just use this thing as a fireball, right? I had to block it. Okay. Yeah, I think countering the flare there would be a mistake. I mean, I actually don't... I actually probably will have requirements for the mana as well with Ancestral Recall. Alright, so Fortune. The Wheel. If they cast that, their hand is probably not very good. And they could just try to fireball me with this thing, but I mean... Okay. Mana Tide just lost pretty much all utility, though. I mean, unless they really, like, get low here. Alright, so here's the thing. How greedy am I? Not that greedy. I mean, like, there's a reasonable chance, like, this just works. Okay. Time Spiral. Like, Time Spiral is better for me than Yawgmoth's Will. Yawgmoth's Will is just god-awful for me. What are my best draws? Like, probably Batterskull at this point. Alright, this is Time Spiral, I think. Just tap all your mana. Okay, turnabout. Yep. Could just tap my creatures. Does that kill me? No. Oh, wait. I thought they're going to tap my lands. Actually, it may have made sense to tap my lands there. And they get to look again. Okay. Okie doke. So they're 4. They could mill me here, right? Okay, Brain Freeze at 4 with 2 cards. So that is a lot of my deck. Is that all of my deck? That's 5, it's 15, I'm down to 3. So I would mill first here. If they have one more spell, I'm just dead. Yeah. So that puts me to 4. They could save it for next turn, possibly, but they're already Stormcrown 4 now. Alright, they're going to fire this thing up. Fire up the pig. I am hoping to hit a Batterskull right now. Like, Batterskull would probably allow me to win this game. Yep, that's going to leave my pool. And I have to block the fireball on legs. Might as well send everything, right? Alright, Brain Freeze. Okay. So this does not kill me. So Snapcaster into Ancestral would actually win the race, right? They're on a 2 here. Is Snapcaster out of my deck? No. We'll see if it is now, though. We're going to know real quick if we can win or not, I think. I have to let them do this. They're going to see my deck. Alright, Batterskull's gone. Search gone. Time Walk, Rabblemaster, alright. Alright, Mana Leak, Vu. No Snapcaster, alright. Alright, Spell Queller. Well, Spell Queller is a hard counter for some things. And they're going to continue to draw. Just double check here. I have Snapcaster still in my deck. Alright, Snapcaster does get Ancestral, which actually allows me to win the game. Alright, empty the Warrens. So I do need to draw a Snappy next turn is kind of what I want to do, because they could just cast this thing. I'm not dead this turn, or am I? I'm dead this turn. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not dead this turn. Alright, that's fine. Sure. I don't think it matters how many Goblin tokens they have. Yup. I overtapped here. Oops. So I got down to 1. Alright, so let's do the math here. This is 4, 2, that's only 3, right? That I can make them, so let's, redo it. So it's 4, to cast this right here, this card. Expansion Explosion. Is is 4 mana, right? So plus 4 is what we need. So we need one more land to do that. All right, we gotta hope they screw up here. I could have time walked there, but then my last card is not going to be good enough. Alright, concede. Yep, they got me by 1 card. I could put them down to 0 cards. I could not put them to -1 cards. Alright, so one thing we found out is we do kind of want this thing. Flame Tongue Kavu's pretty bad. We do want 1 Wrath effect, though, I think. I think it's definitely worth it, because we just don't have a lot of removal, and if that thing kind of gets away from us, the game can just get lopsided real quick. We almost had a game in Legacy Cube, or Vintage Cube, rather, that came down to Snapcaster Ancestral you, or your opponent, to win. It just wasn't quite there. 1 more mana, we would have been able to actually use the expansion explosion, the explosion half of it, to force them to draw cards, which would have been hilarious, but I was 1 land off, unfortunately. I'm trying to remember if I sacked a land that I maybe should have played. Possibly I could have played better to win that one. I don't know. I have to relook at the game pretty seriously to figure out if I missed a land drop somewhere along the way, but I don't think I did. This hand's an easy mull. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, guys. I'm going to keep a 1-lander at 6 on the play. And the reason I'm doing this is because if I hit another land on turn 2, I mean with the scry, then I can time walk and hopefully hit another land, but like this could be really bad. That was possibly the best land I could have drawn. Time walk. Land. Worst thing. Alright, go ahead. Pierce, go. Land. Land, deck. Thank you, deck. Geist, go. No red mana. No Pyromancer on turn 2. Now, I'll probably just trade and then play out the Rabble Master and hope they don't have... Alright, they have just black, blue mana. Which bodes better for me. Alright, Chart a Course, yep. We should check the game log. Did they shuffle off that? Chooses to shuffle. That's nice. They ditch an Izzet Charm. Just slamming it, guys. I got a little lucky on this hand. I did keep a sketchier one, but it was 6 on the play. 5 on the play feels like a death sentence. I think I'm just going to put the biggest clock on them because I saw the Izzet Charm leave their hand, which means they're really stuck on red mana. All right, Frantic Search, cool. Can you win this turn? I didn't leave Disallow up here, but this is a much faster clock. Like I think it possibly kills him next turn. This is 6 plus 6. It's down to 1. This is a very fast clock. And they're not the most interactive of decks. I mean, they need time. And I want to give them as little time as possible. Possibly, however, it was better to keep up Disallow here. I mean, if I lose this turn, then I lose this turn, but I think it was still the right play. All right, empty, Goblin Rabble Master. None of these cards are that relevant. Lotus Bloom. All right, that's a pitch. Discard. All right, and go. All right, now there is no point to playing the Battered Skull out. That would be silly. They could block Geist, or they could block a Goblin to shrink down the Goblin Rabble Master next turn. If they block a Gobbo for value, they're going to go to 2, right? Yeah. And now I just need to counter the right thing on their next turn, and I win the game. which feels good because the Lotus Bloom is never going to be relevant in this game. They're down to 3 cards with a draw step. Yeah, I think we got this one. I think we're going to go. Did we go 3-0 with this deck, or is this just our second match? I am kind of lost in the sauce when it comes to some of these cubes. I play so many of them. I played, I guess, only 30. Yawgmoth's Will? Sure. No. Alright, that was our last game. So, there we go. 3-0 with a pretty cool control deck, a very good control deck. That had kind of some tempo ounce that you saw in that last game. I mean, we just put the pedal to the metal with our clock. Goblin Rabblemaster, a card that I actually am pretty high on in the cube because of its easy mana requirements. It's just 1 red and 2, and its ability just to be kind of splashed in a lot of decks. Like that deck just liked that card because it was a kind of a standalone threat that just had to be dealt with. And if they didn't deal with it, then you could play the aggro control game and just wipe them out. And if they did, then you just go into your control plan, and your control plan is plenty good too, but it just takes a long time to do. In that last game against Storm, like that's exactly the kind of threat you want because you just get it on the board, and if they're not really an interactive deck, and like you see them pitching their interactive cards like Izzet Charm, it's just going to go to town. And they were missing red mana really hard there, and that's kind of I think why they lost that game, just because they couldn't get to their colors of mana. And yeah, you just see like little aggro control threats like Geist and Rabblemaster get there. I do think Rabblemaster's a higher pickup than Geist. Geist is just nice in this kind of deck. Because I can play him. If I can play him, I will play him generally because he's just kind of a free threat. Like, if they deal with him, cool. I mean, he's pretty easy to block if you actually are kind of the kind of deck that blocks. But, like, you saw our last 2 matches, Control, where they, like, sideboarded into an aggro plan, and then Storm, where, if they get an overwhelming creature advantage just because by the time they do, they're already winning. Like, we're not going to beat them by the time they're storming off. Now, we were very close in that last game. Like, they got through a lot of cards. I think we were able to counter the right stuff, but what it came down to is they're just 1 card too deep in library, and yeah, we couldn't ancestral them out. That would have been the sweetest win though, is to be able to, like, if they had effed up and done their search for Escanta and gone to 2 cards in deck, Snapcaster ancestral would have been just epic level great. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the cube draft. This is number 36 or 37 for me. This was more of a fun deck. Obviously, I got pretty lucky on my opening packs. But I kind of wanted to do something different. I've done a lot of White Weenie, and I feel like I never go less than 2-1 with that deck. I never do. Like, and oftentimes, like, that is my most trophy-winning deck in the format. The rest of them are all blue. I think I've won with, like, maybe 2 green decks. Like, 2 decks that were, like, Jund and, like, maybe, like, Sultai. Like, Bug and Jund decks. But green I have found to be very weak in the cube. Like, the mono green deck, like, I did that, like, I think last iteration of the cube, and, like, it was just miserable. And I played against it a lot, and, like, it's just miserable. Like, sometimes they just win because they have, like, the epic level draw. And other times, like, they get stopped, and, like, they just don't do anything. And you're just like, all right, what are you going to do next? And they're like, I'm going to cast this big thing, counter. All right, kill it, whatever. And they can never get off, like, their big Crater Hoof play or whatever. They natural order and get 2 for 1 off a counter spell or a remand or some nonsense. And it's just, I don't enjoy playing that way because, I mean, while it is very powerful, I don't think it's very interactive. And if your plan doesn't work, then you're just sitting there holding a bag of crap. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it. This is something a little different than what I normally do. And, yeah, Chess Guy. Pretty cool deck. All right, guys, enjoy and take care now.